Morning, Southern California, AM 1220, KHTS. Shows Fred Arnold on the Santa Clarita Valley via our Valley Industry Association hour. So welcome my good friend Steve Schaefer. Steve Schaefer is a mortgage professional at American Family Funding, but the reverse mortgage specialist. And I asked you to come in today to do a segment on reverse mortgage. Just tell me about a reverse mortgage. What is it? Who's it for? Etc.
Appreciate the opportunity, Fred. Reverse mortgage are basically a way for homeowners 62 and over to tap the equity in their home and use it as an effective part of their retirement planning. 4 requirements for reverse mortgages. You've got to be a homeowner of 62 and older. It's got to be on your primary residence, so you can't do it with a second home or income property. And you've also got to pay your own property taxes and the insurance and properly maintain the home. You follow those 4 rules, you can live in your home as long as you or your spouse live in the home. No monthly mortgage payments required. The loan is settled when you sell the house or when the last person leaves the house.
So let me throw a couple questions out there. Last person leaves the house, you move into a retirement home or another place to live. The house gets sold. What if more is owed on the house than the value of the home?
Well, that's one of the great, I'm glad you brought that up, Fred. That's one of the great protections on the home equity conversion mortgage, which is the federally insured FHA program that I work with extensively. That basically ensures you or the heirs from being upside down. If there's any shortfall in proceeds to pay off the loan from the sale of the home, FHA insurance will pay the difference. It's a non-recourse loan, meaning that even if you had $100,000 or so in an IRA in your estate, they can't touch other aspects of the estate, and your heirs are protected. Very, very safe loan.
Well, let's talk about something that everyone always asks when they come in, and that is, what happens when the home's sold? You have this mortgage, let's say, for $300,000, but the house is worth $500,000. Is the house owned by the bank, or is it still owned by?
No, never is. You retain title to your home. It's just like a regular mortgage in that you are taking a loan on your home, but you retain title to it. And it would pass on to your heirs, and if there's any appreciated equity, your heirs would get that. So reverse of the example we just talked about being underwater or more is owed than what it could be sold for, if the home is worth $500,000 and you only owe $300,000, and there's a $200,000 profit, if you will, that goes into the estate. And that belongs to your heirs. The bank can't touch it.
Or it belongs to yourself if you sell and decide to move. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
How can a reverse mortgage be used?
You can use it for any number of ways. Most frequently, people use it to pay off an existing mortgage so they can just get out from having to make the monthly mortgage payments. Typically, to do that, you need 50% equity. So if you're 20% equity, I would say work to build up so you have 50% equity stake in your home, and then you can do it. You can also, some people have medical needs, or they need to replace a lost Social Security income when one spouse dies. You can take monthly payments, direct deposit into your account. You can also take a line of credit as kind of a protection for future needs that you may not need. I like the line of credit particularly because you only pay interest on money you use. So you may have $200,000 sitting there that's accessible to you at any time, but you're not paying interest on it, but you know that it's there for you when you need it.
Some seniors will come to me, some individuals, and they'll get a reverse mortgage, but they still have money left over at the end of the month. You can choose to make payments so that the reverse mortgage, you can pay the interest so it doesn't go up as quickly if that's something you choose to do and you feel good about.
Sure, absolutely you can do that. A lot of times if people have a windfall and they want to pay it down, they can do that. I've heard of people, I've not been involved directly, but some people have used it to buy long-term care insurance and make an interest payment on the reverse mortgage, using the reverse mortgage to pay the premiums on a long-term care insurance and paying the interest every year so the loan doesn't grow.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's smart. Let's talk about some quick successes that you've had or some examples you've had recently with reverse mortgages.
Yeah, one of the things that, typically, you've helped people stay in their homes. The idea of the reverse mortgage is to be in a home that you love and you want to stay in it the rest of your life. But sometimes people have downsized or, what I've run across is a lot of people have got these larger homes, 3,200 square feet, a little bit too big. They sell it and they buy a one-story home using a reverse mortgage. They walk away with a couple $100,000, but instead of buying the new smaller home all cash, they've been able to just put money down, 50% down, and have the balance on a reverse mortgage, and in that way they can bank some money. For example, I helped a widow who had sold her large home, and she was looking to move into a one-story home in a planned community, and she liked the South Orange County area. So she sold her home. She had about $500,000 in proceeds, and when she bought her home, we worked with the realtor, and she bought a home in Rancho Santa Margarita, just put $200,000 down and put $300,000 in the bank. Her retirement savings are boosted up, and she's got no more monthly mortgage payments.
Yeah, so different ways you can use it.
Many different ways.
Yeah.
I'm happy to speak with people about it.
You know, Steve, we only had a limited amount of time, but this is a huge subject that I recommend not only to the senior that wants to get involved, the person who's 62 years young or older, right? Sit down with you and other family
Sure.
members to really understand the depth of what it is. How can they reach out to you, Steve?
Easiest way is to just give me a phone call, 661-505-4308. That's my direct line. I'd be happy to talk with you. I go out and meet with people. I can meet in your home. You can also send me an email if you're more comfortable with that. Real simple email, Steve, Steve, @AFFloans.com.
LOANS. Thanks.
LONS.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Fred.
Absolutely.
Glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Schaefer. Steve Schaefer, mortgage professional, but mostly reverse mortgage expert with American Family Funding. Well, we hope you enjoyed this segment of the Santa Cruz Via Hour, Business Hour on AM 1220 KHTS.